Hello, 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 everyone. I am back. And like I said, if we had any more updates to the Carlee Russell disappearance, I would come back on and tell you all about it. And we do. Right now, the Hoover Police Department there in Alabama just conducted a press conference. And I have the full press conference. So we're going to all watch it together. Give me 1 second, and we're going to pull this up. This is compliments of WFLA now, and we're going to play the press conference, everyone.
Be listening in here for the update from Hoover Police in Central Alabama on the Carlee Russell case. For those of you unfamiliar with the Carlee Russell case, this is a young woman who called 911 claiming that a toddler was on the side of I-459 a couple of Thursdays ago. But by the time that authorities got there was no sign of the toddler. There was no sign of Carlee Russell. Fast forward 49 hours, Carlee Russell turns up at her parents' house claiming that she was abducted, but a subsequent investigation by Hoover Police leads them to then disperse evidence to the media and to the public that just the story just doesn't add up. Carlee Russell's story doesn't exactly add up with what she claimed happened that night in Hoover, Alabama. There hasn't been much the last several days in regards to this story, but we're moments away from finding out an update. There are, without question, rumors flying about on social media in regards to this story. We are not going to be reporting rumors. We are reporting fact, and we're moments away, seconds away from getting facts in this case directly from the investigators and from the police chief and Hoover government officials who are going to be speaking on this case, because this story, Hoover, Alabama, has been on the map on social media the last several days. People wanting to know, really the last couple of weeks, people wanting to know what exactly happened that Thursday night, where Carlee Russell was over that 48 hours, and did an abduction actually take place. Let's listen in.
You guys ready? 2 minutes.
All right, so that's the official 2-minute warning. When the press conference begins, includes what we'll be doing. Now, did we really need to rename Twitter in this story on WFLA.com? I'll be muting my microphone. I'll be back here after the press conference concludes on WFLA Net.
Good afternoon. I'm Captain Keith Suscaleba with the Hoover Police Department. We're here today to provide an update. We'll provide an update in this case. After reading the statement, we will have time for a few questions related to the case. Keep in mind, this is still an ongoing investigation, and there are some questions we simply cannot answer at this point. With that, I'll turn it over to Chief Dursis.
Thank you, Captain. Yes. Good afternoon. Thanks to everyone for attending again today. I want to thank the members of our department and all of law enforcement who played a role in the investigation of this case. Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance. We told you the investigation was ongoing. We helped you determine where Carlee was during the 49 hours of her disappearance. Today, I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell. Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon. But then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement in its entirety, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, ask for your forgiveness and prayers. We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
All right, with that, we'll take a few questions. As Officer Hale said, on call on you, please state your name and your affiliation. Yes, sir.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 100.1 FM Summit Media. Chief, do we at this time, or does the Hoover Police Department know the whereabouts of Carlee Russell during that 49-hour period that she was supposedly missing?
Now, as I said the other day, was talking facts and everything. If I said anything today, would just be speculation. Actual facts, we do not.
Aaron Llewellyn, WBTM 13. Can you tell us what her motivation was for doing this, if you can?
I wish I could tell you. I think only Carlee knows, and maybe her attorney now. But again, the statement that we received from him does not indicate any.
For EGM WBRC, can you give us an idea of what charges you may be filing against her?
That would strictly be up to the district attorney's office.
David Lamb, CBS 42. Can you update us so that there is a meeting scheduled for this afternoon with the family, or
No.
when is that meeting?
Yeah.
Place with Carlee?
No, not a meeting with the attorney, not the family or Carlee. We have a meeting scheduled with the attorney, and that will take place some point tomorrow.
And there is no meeting with Carlee Russell or her family at this point.
Not scheduled, no, sir.
Maria Chapman with Fox 6. What's next to close this investigation?
Well, again, we want to talk to Mr. Anthony tomorrow and see if he has any more to discuss about the case. We'll certainly be asking if we'll get an opportunity to again interview Carlee like we've wanted to since she returned.
Chief Stephen Quinn, ABC 3340.
Yes, sir.
Your reaction now, knowing that Carlee has admitted that this was made up?
Well, I'm glad that we got this. You know, we certainly laid the facts out to you guys and to the national media that had a lot of interest in this particular case. The sad thing is that again, there were so many people that were involved, took this thing very, very seriously, and again, we wanted the focus to be bringing her home. She got home. We're very excited about that. It is what it is. The facts, I think, last Wednesday pretty much showed that we knew that it was a hoax.
Lisa Crane with WBTM 13. Do you know the expense you went to during this search? And if you don't have a dollar figure for us, just how big it was for you guys?
Well, it was all hands on deck, and we don't have a dollar figure yet, but we're certainly working towards getting one, and not only ours, but there'll be other agencies that had a lot of support that they gave us and had monetary expenses themselves.
Jonathan, with JLR investigates, are the parents under any investigation?
You know, as I said the other day, we were going to try to determine exactly those 49 hours. So right now, you know, anything's on the table. We still don't know what happened in those 49 hours, where she was. Did she have any help? We have no idea. You know, I read the statement from Mr. Anthony. That's all we know.
Keith Mims, WAGG 610 Summit Media. Chief, let me ask you this. What do you think prompted or provoked Carlee to do this kind of thing? And are there any kind of mental issues that the police department or the public should be concerned about, or just what?
You know, not that I'm aware of. I mean, it's, this is this was an elaborate deal. I mean, when you talk about calling a 911 and being up on the interstate, again, it would all be conjecture. So really, I don't know. I was hoping that we'd have an opportunity to interview and we'd be able to ask her those questions.
Were any others involved in putting this story together for her?
Mr. Anthony, in his statement, says there was not.
Liviana Kelmy, WBRC Fox 6 News. You said that you had a meeting scheduled and it kind of switched into a statement? Did they give any type of reason that that switched?
No, they did not.
Back here.
Aaron Llewellyn, WBT 13. Just for clarification, Carlee Russell is not in custody right now.
That is correct. That is correct.
Last question with David.
David Lamb, once again. So first of all, when did you actually see this letter? And second of all, do these admissions and the content of the letter alter the investigation at all?
No, not at all. We'll continue to investigate. We're still trying to determine where she was during those 49 hours. But I am glad that we received this. It at least puts some of the social media super sleuths hopefully at rest for a little bit as far as the conjecture of what everybody thinks took place. We know that by her own admission, it didn't happen. And, we're thankful for that.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Miss Carlee Russell was not abducted. There was, I guess you could still consider it a disappearance, but at this point, she was a runaway. Let's discuss. I'm so disappointed about this. Reason being is most of you know, 9 times out of 10, women that look like us do not get the media coverage that we deserve when we go missing. And it's heartbreaking because she actually did. She was one of the fortunate ones. Now, let me tell you a little bit about her background. Her mother and father are well known in the community. They're one of the more affluent Black families in the community. It's a very small community that is wealthy. She comes from an affluent family. Her family is really big into the church, and her mother is what some people might consider like a mega realtor in the area. She comes from money. Let's just call a thing a thing. Also, while she was in high school and throughout college, she did a lot of community service with this same police department. So there was a sense of urgency to find her because she's one of the lucky ones that was able to get her foot through the door because of the blood, sweat, and tears of her parents. And that's why the community really were looking for this young woman. But let's even break it down even more, because I don't think people really understand how big this went. This went to the FBI. This went to the U.S. Marshals. And as you all heard the police chief say, all hands were on deck. All hands were on deck. And they all still don't have a tally of exactly how much money went into finding her. But trust and believe they're all coming up with a numeric number very soon. Now, from what we heard from the press conference, originally there was supposed to be a meeting with Carlee today. Instead, her attorney called and he gave a statement on behalf of Carlee. In that statement, she said that she was not kidnapped. She said that she had no help. She says that she was not with anyone. And she also says that she was not at any hotel. Now, to be honest with you, that's the reason why I did not want to make those statements in my previous video, because this was my thing. Everyone kept saying, oh, she's at the Red Roof Inn. She's at the Red Roof Inn. The Red Roof Inn would have had some type of video proof that she was there, even though it is considered, a lower of the barrel type hotel. And then this was my thing. We see what type of community she comes from. I never thought she was at the Red Roof Inn. Now, if they would have said that she was at the Marriott or the Hilton or even the Hilton Garden, that was more believable to me. But when people were like, oh, she's at the Red Roof Inn with some 17-year-old, these were the rumors. I said to myself, I don't see that. I don't see that being true. And then also, because most Red Roof Inns are a bit sketchy, i.e., Tracy was at the Red Roof Inn with Rob, allegedly. But anyways, we keep talking about this Red Roof Inn. It's like an ongoing occurrence when it comes to YouTube. But with it being the Red Roof Inn, I knew that there was video. We knew that there was video outside of this hotel, and there was never anything that ever came out with her being there. You kept hearing about, these wannabe detectives and YouTube detectives and social media detectives saying, oh, she was there, but where was the proof? It's just a rumor. Just like there was these rumors saying that she had stole $65,000 from her job. We find out that the girl stole toilet tissue in a robe. That's why she got fired, because she stole toilet tissue in a robe. She didn't steal $65,000 from her job. So let this be a lesson to you. One, fact check something before you come out on social media and say it, especially if you're a content creator. You have some type of not just necessarily authority, but you have some type of social conscience to tell your viewers and your listeners the truth. Just don't make up anything. Also, and this is the comedic part about it. Carlee, baby, I mean, we all knew that you weren't telling the truth. We all knew that you weren't telling the truth. Like, all of us knew that you weren't telling the truth. But you giving this statement was the smoking gun. So now you are liable for everything. Also, if you notice what the police chief said, if you all listened, he said, we are determining what criminal charges will be brought about. Because now you've admitted to doing something illegal. You've admitted, you've given them the smoking gun, you've given them the statement. Now at this point in time, you're being charged with everything. Everything. And then another thing, I don't care what anyone says, you had help. Because if all the ones that saw my previous video, we broke that video down. And you all saw that there was another vehicle out there. There is no way that she was able to pull this all off on her own. I don't care what anyone says. You didn't do it on your own, Carlee. You had help. We saw the vehicle. The police didn't see the vehicle. U.S. Marshals didn't see the vehicle. FBI didn't see the vehicle. But we over here at Mimosa Chronicles definitely broke that video down, and we saw the vehicle that was in the service lane, the service road, right next to the interstate. We all saw the vehicle, and we all saw it going at a very, very rapid speed. So I get it. You've done all of this and you don't want to bring other people into it. I like that about you, because at least you're going to hold on to these charges by yourself. Because trust and believe, you're going to get charged, and then they're also going to come to you with some type of restitution, because you're going to have to be paying for something. I feel really bad for your parents. I think your dad knew up front that this was some foolishness, because we could tell from that particular not press conference, but that interview that he had with ABC. We all saw then how your father's his his body language said it all. You know, when I went to school, one of the classes that we had to take was body language. His body language said it all. I do not want to be here. I do not want to admit to anything. I am just going to shake my head and nod. I'm not going to speak. Your mother, however, is a ride or die for you. And that's the part that's scary, because you may now have also involved her in possible criminal charges. Because even after whatever took place, you came home, you had several days to come home. This woman went onto public television and said that you were abducted. She later doubled down on it again in a statement and said that you were abducted. It seems like the only person who was like, you know what, the jig is up, this isn't making sense, something isn't right, was your boyfriend. And we're going to even touch on your boyfriend, because you know all of these women are talking about, oh, he's a good man and he's this and he's that and he's the other. No, he was trash. You know, there were rumors that came out about that, and come to find out those rumors were actually true. I ended up fact checking those rumors. They were actually true. He had been cheating on her several times. The last woman he cheated on her with was a female exotic dancer. Her and the exotic dancer got into it verbally and through text and on the phone. This is who Carlee got into it with. And apparently, they had separated from each other, and this may have been the thing that made her have this mental break. We don't know what made her have this mental break to go in basically have an entire United States hunt for this little toddler on the side of the road and a bald person with some orange peach fuzz around their head. You know, we were all looking for said child and abductors. You know what I mean? So, and it's crazy because anyone seeing what happened and how intricate of a story this was, if it didn't happen, this person is really seriously going through something mentally. Seriously going through something mentally. Because the story was just too intricate, and it was just so far-fetched. And even down to the very end, you all know this because I came on live and I talked about it. I did not want to say that she had not been abducted until the actual facts came out, either out of her mouth or the police department, for this very reason. For this very reason right here. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link. If anyone would like to come on, you're more than welcome to. Thank you so much for joining the broadcast. Okay, under new management, thank you so much for stopping by today. This is my first time seeing you over here. Let's see, why is the Red Roof Inn associated with YouTube? So much thanking. Okay. For whatever reason, certain content creators like to film things inside and outside of the Red Roof Inn for whatever reason. But yes, Red Roof Inn has been associated on YouTube a lot this year. Would anybody like to come on to the broadcast and state their opinion? Thank you so much for stopping by, Season of the Witch. Hey, Miss Penny Proud, how are you? Thank you so much for stopping by. Anyone want to come on to the broadcast and state your opinion? Well, Since no one wants to come up, I pretty much have stated my opinion on what's going on. Miss Carlee Russell, we are praying for you. Oh, this was something else that I forgot to leave out. I don't want this to foreshadow what this sorority has done. Okay, let me say that before I say this. Let me say that before I say this, because that also really bothered me. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to say this next bit. Oh, okay. You said you know that it was a joke. Oh, okay. So, Carlee Russell is a member of a certain Black Greek letter organization. Said Black Greek letter organization made history just this past week by starting the first Black-owned woman-led credit union. They made history. And that history was overshadowed by this, because guess what? All of these pictures with Carlee in her Greek letter affiliation, t-shirts, etc., were going all over social media. I refuse to say the name of the organization because I don't want what they what they have done for not just women, but for Black women is absolutely phenomenal. And I kept saying for so many years, why don't any of these organizations, so many times people complain about Black dollars and Black funding, and we don't get the funding to be able to fund our businesses, and we don't get the support, and the money just isn't there. These women now have millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that they can be able to pour into their own credit union members. I'm so proud of them for that. And Carlee, you right now are a member of that particular organization, and you had a social responsibility to uphold the history of that organization. And that's even more of an issue because those women mad. And I can say 9 times out of 10, they're already drafting up your letter. And you know what letter I'm talking about. I can almost guarantee you they are drafting up the letter to disassociate with you, ma'am, because of this that you did. Now, I'm praying for you because I know, even though the police department, because if you all remember from the first press conference that I covered, the police department made very sure to continue to say that they don't see her having mental health or any signs of mental health issues. And I already knew what that was because I told y'all what that was. I said, oh, they're gearing up to go ahead and take that off the table, because when they find out that she, in fact, did this and this is a hoax, they're going to charge her. And I already knew that that was coming. And see, you allowed the police, because see, you wanted to play as if you was abducted and that you didn't have any mental health issues and you were fine. And now guess what? They're going to play right along with you. They're going to play right along with you in that jail when they charge you. And they're going to play right along with you when they give you all of this restitution amount that you're going to have to pay for 3 government agencies. We're talking about millions of dollars, baby. Millions. Do you know all of the overtime these people had to work? Carlee, I don't know who your attorney is. His name is Mr. Anthony Esquire. Mr. Anthony, you have some work to do. And I don't even know if making that statement really was the smartest thing to do. I think it would have been smarter to say that you had a you had a psychosis or psychotic episode and you in a mental health institution. That may have been a better statement to put out than this, because now when you did have a chance of reasonable doubt, you don't have a chance to be able to prove reasonable doubt now. You've admitted to it all. Listen, I don't know who some of these attorneys are, some of these advisors are, even some of these parents, because there's no way. My mom, and bless the dead, my dad would never let me allow the world to think some foolishness like this. I really think in my mind, did the mom know the truth when she was doing the interview? Did she know the truth? Now I kind of want to go back to that interview so we could watch it. Who wants to look at that interview? Put a 1 in the chat. If you guys want to take a look at that interview and dissect it real quick, I'll go ahead and play it. Put a 1 in the chat if you do. Who wants to watch the original interview with Carlee's parents real quick? Put a 1 in the chat. Okay, well, I guess no one wants to see the original interview. Okay, well, like I said, this is a lot. The Black Greek letter sorority, I apologize that this even had to foreshadow the great accomplishment that you all accomplished. It's been over a century and you all were able to do it, and I commend you all for that. And I don't want that to be overshadowed by this woman's behavior. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. This is Mimosa Chronicles. I am signing out. You all have a blessed rest of the week. I will be coming back on periodically throughout the week to talk about a few things. On the next video, we will be talking about the big trans issue. And I have to say it's a trans issue because it's definitely not a natural born woman issue, but the trans issue in regards to female genitalia and menstruation. I mean, at this point, like, damn, like I feel like every single week is something. Excuse me for my language for those that didn't know. I curse every once in a while. I really try not to, but I'm like, damn, here's something else that's going viral that there's an issue with yet again. Like, oh my goodness. And then when we tell our feelings and our opinions, our opinions are not validated. And I'm going to even show you all proof of that because I'm in a group chat with friends, colleagues, people who are in the same we don't work for the same companies, but we all do a lot of the same things. So we have like a big group chat with us. And some of the people in the group chat just so happen to be, there's like 2 trans women. There are, I believe, three gay men. And then the rest of the people that are in the chat are women. Naturally born women. And this conversation came up in the group chat. And I am going to actually read you all the comments from everyone, and we're going to discuss it. So that will be in another video. Yes, thank you so much, under new management. And like I said, I haven't seen you over here. Please subscribe. I try to, keep pretty, cool content just like this. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed this broadcast, and we will talk about that particular subject really soon. I've already did the videos and everything else and done some of the timestamps and things. So who knows? I might be able to come back on later on this evening or sometime tomorrow. Yes, thank you so much. Oh, hi, viewers of you. Hey, how are you? How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live broadcast. Okay, we will be coming back pretty shortly. So until then, thank you so much for watching. All right, bottle poppers, until next time.